So I kind of hate those clickbaity articles that are like, you've never heard of this thing before. And then it's something that's related to something I love. And I'm like, yes, I absolutely have heard of this thing before. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Slingshot. And some of the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. diehard fans are probably like, of course I know what Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Slingshot is. But this video is mostly for people who don't know what it is, or people who haven't watched it and know what it is and kind of want to know a little bit about it. But Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Slingshot was a brief 6-episode web series, miniseries sort of thing that was released in December of 2016, right after Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. went on their Christmas break for season 4. And all 6 episodes are on YouTube. I'm going to link them in the description down below if you want to watch them. So they're completely free to watch. Each episode is between 3 and 6 minutes, so they're short enough. And the 6 of them, I think, ends up being like 25 minutes total. So it's short enough, not a lot of time. And honestly, I do actually recommend it because when you think of web series minis, like this sort of thing, the tie-in web series that TV shows make, because this isn't an Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. original thing. A lot of shows in the past have done similar things, like the Arrowverse, for example. Arrow did one called Blood Rush for season 2. The Flash did one called Chronicles of Cisco for a couple of their seasons, as well as some other stuff. So these aren't like original things, but I actually think Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. has done some of the better ones I've seen, like with Slingshot. Because Blood Rush, Chronicles of Cisco, I love the Arrowverse, but I didn't think they were very good at all. The ones in the Arrowverse were very clearly designed to like sell you something or like make you. They're like for product placement basically. And while Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Slingshot is funded by Gecko, it's does not feel like it's made primarily for product placement. Like the episodes feel like they kind of feel like they're deleted scenes in a sense. There's an overarching story, but it feels like these are scenes that could have conceivably ended up in an episode and they just got cut for some reason, which is really cool. It makes them feel like they're valid scenes. Now, I actually only watched it for the first time for this video, which is crazy because I've known about Slingshot since it came out, and I've constantly been meaning to watch it since it came out. Like I just been putting it off. I actually don't know why I didn't slot it into some of my rewatches that I was doing before like season 7 came out or something like that. But I guess why I was putting it off so much is because I didn't expect much from it. I was kind of being like, it's one of those tie-in web series things. It's probably going to feel cheap and not really too important or anything like that. Um, but throughout the 6 episodes, every single main character is featured. Coulson, Mac, Mace, and Fitzsimmons all get an episode each. May gets 2 episodes. Daisy gets 3 episodes, and then Yo-Yo Elena is in every single episode. And there's like episode 3, I think, is all the Fitzsimmons episode, and it just feels so fun. Like it's so weird. But the main story focuses on Elena and a mystery thread past, which is kind of good because I feel like in the main show we never get too much from Elena. And once she's introduced in the show, I feel like out of all of the main cast, she's kind of the one who gets touched on the least in terms of knowing her backstory and knowing where she came from and that sort of stuff. Now, to be fair, the episodes and the story itself does not feel like they're strong enough to support their own full 40-minute episode. Because, like I said, the total runtime for these episodes equals to about 25 minutes. I don't feel like if they added an extra 15 minutes on, that this would be good enough to be a strong enough episode. Like, especially compared to the rest of season 4. It would feel like one of the weakest episodes in season 4, for sure. Despite the story mostly focusing on Elena, this does feel like it's a lot of just enjoyable deleted scenes. Like there's stuff here between Daisy and Elena, or Mac and Elena, or Coulson and Elena, that is these characters talking Elena through something or giving her advice. And while these are enjoyable, they'd be scenes that you could see being cutting room floor moments from a bigger season 4 episode. Like, you'll enjoy watching them, you'll be happy you saw them, but you wouldn't necessarily take these scenes over any of the scenes that actually would have ended up in an episode of season 4, if that makes sense. Now, the 2 episodes that surprised me the most of this 6-episode thing were focused on Elena meeting director Mace for the first time in episode 2, and in episode 3, which is the one focused on Elena sort of interrupting Fitzsimmons having a debate about the rooms they live in. The Mace one was enjoyable just because since Mace's time on the show was so short-lived and so brief, it feels very weird to be watching a new scene featuring him in 2024, Like it's like, wow, that's Mace. But also because the sequence is all about the fact that Elena is now newly signed up for the Sokovia Accords, which is something that came up for the character in late season 3. And it feels like this sequence is actually the most in-depth look at the Sokovia Accords we've had in the entire MCU. Like, even Captain America Civil War doesn't kind of show what it actually means to sign up for them and what you actually have to do to get into the records and what they take from you and stuff like that. But this episode kind of does delve a little bit into that, which was really interesting. The third episode makes me feel similar to the Mace stuff in that it's just weird to be watching new Fitz and Simmons scenes in 2024. Fitz is my favorite character on the show, which if you've watched any of my other Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. videos, you're probably familiar with. But it's just kind of a fun, goofy episode that has some of, Ian's over the top Fitz mannerisms and stuff like that. He just does that here, and it's really enjoyable. Just even if you're going to go check one episode, check that one out because it just feels like a deleted scene from the show where Fitz and Simmons are having one of their usual debates, and Elena's just in the middle of it. It's great. But the whole thing also includes some really cool tie-ins. There's a frame picture of Stan Lee and Coulson Spock, which is more of an attempt to tie this in or to have a Stan Lee thing in it than even some of the Fox X-Men movies made. Like some of those Fox X-Men movies have nothing to do with Stan Lee because he couldn't make it to the set in time. So the fact that they would put a frame picture in here shows more of an effort to do something than even some of the Fox movies had, which is crazy. Coulson also has the axe that Mac used to help him with his hand in the season 2 final, if you know what I mean. The Watchdogs play a bit of a role, which is cool, and it even includes the 084 that was heavily featured in season 1 and that Coulson used to kill Garrett, and we have a very similar usage of it in this web series. But yeah, I think you should check it out if you haven't seen Slingshot. I think it's enjoyable. I think it's fun. You're not going to watch it going, this is better than some of the stuff we actually got in season 4, but you will watch it going, I'm glad I saw this. It's good to get some new Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. stuff. Anyway, this was kind of just a short review, I guess, for the series, because I don't know if anyone on YouTube has actually reviewed this series over the years since it came out. If you've seen it, let me know your thoughts. Genuinely interested in what you think about it. Also, what are your thoughts so far on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Explained? Like, do you like this format? Is there anything you think I should change? Do you hate this format? Let me know. I don't know if it's working or not yet. Only episode 2, so I probably won't know for a while. But if you're new here, make sure to subscribe. There'll be videos like this every week. And working on a new schedule where I'm already off schedule this week, where this video is going up on a Thursday when I originally said I was going to do Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Explained on a Wednesday. But from next week, hopefully the schedule will be Tuesday's going to be a DC TV related video. Wednesday's going to be an Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Explained video. Thursday's going to be a Star Trek related video. Friday's going to be like a what I've watched during the week, sort of, or what I'm recommending video from the past week. And then the other days are going to just be random depending on if there's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. stuff out, if there's DC stuff out, if there's Star Trek stuff out that I want to talk about, then that'll probably be on one of those other days. So yeah, let me know if you like that schedule. Let me know if you don't. If you're not new, maybe like and share if you can. That always helps. Thanks so much and have an amazing day.